Hello, I'm Elizabeth. Today we are exploring a very special place called American Beach. This is part of beautiful American Beach today. It is on the Atlantic coast of Amelia Island, 40 miles north of downtown Jacksonville. It once was a very popular and crowded ocean resort called America's Negro Playground. It was amazing. Okay, so first, I want everyone to picture your favorite beach. Now think about not being allowed onto that beach just because of the color of your skin. Ridiculous. I have never thought about being allowed onto the beach I love. Harris and I just grab our surfboards, run onto the sand, and hit the waves. That is total freedom. Before the success of the civil rights movement, beaches were segregated. They were white-only beaches, like water fountains, or being made to go to the back of the bus. But there wasn't any back of the sand. African Americans were not allowed on public beaches. People who violated that rule were either hurt, arrested, or worse. American Beach is a big way African American people fought back against these ridiculous white-only rules. This is Abraham Lincoln Lewis. He is the father of American Beach and Florida's first black millionaire. A.L. Lewis was born in 1865. His parents had been slaves. He only had a third-grade education, but he was brilliant because he read a lot and was great in business. A.L. Lewis always dressed nice and even wore a tie to the beach. He believed in the 3 B's: Bible, school book, bank book. He taught this to his whole family. He and his partners founded the Afro-American Life Insurance Company, or AFRO for short. This was actually the first insurance company in Florida, white or black. They created AFRO so black people in the Jim Crow South of Florida could bury their loved ones with dignity. They helped the black community the way our government should have with things like health care and owning their own home. He also thought there should be a place to enjoy life, which is why he and his partners bought 33 acres of oceanfront property on Amelia Island and expanded to over 200 acres. This was American Beach. Abraham Lincoln Lewis's slogan for American Beach was recreation and relaxation without humiliation. It is ironic he named the area American Beach because he believed beach access in the United States should be open to everyone. American Beach became popular. African Americans came from all over the country by the busloads from 1935 through 1964. There are several reasons its popularity died in 1964, and I will get back to that. During the Great Depression and handling non-stop oppression, American Beach became a safe haven for black people to get together, rest, and have fun without any problems. A.L. Lewis gave black people their own shops, restaurants, hotels, and a beach, just for them. American Beach was the only beach in Florida that black Americans could stay overnight and be safe during the Jim Crow era. As they traveled towards American Beach, they passed over resorts they were not allowed to stop at, because those resorts were for whites only. For almost 30 years, it was an all-black beach resort oasis. Everyone enjoyed surf fishing, collecting shells, had beauty contests, and car races. Florida's most wealthy black families built homes there too. Lewis invited his employees to use the beach. He had company gatherings, sold parts of the land to his company executives, and in 1940 he opened it up and sold parts to the whole black community. American Beach was really popular with famous black Americans also. Writers, artists, actors, musicians. At the time, wealthy black people were short of invisible to white people because whites thought of them as stereotypes like entertainers, criminals, or the help. African Americans would come and stay in the A.L. Lewis Motel or enjoy the very popular Evans Rendezvous nightclub. There's Duke Ellington playing at Evans Rendezvous now. I hear Cab Calloway. Is that Ray Charles too?
Oh, woman, treat me so mean, you mean so much.
fate of American Beach. American Beach still exists today because of the hard work and dedication of the Beach Lady. Maveen Osen Elizabeth Betch is the Beach Lady. She's the mother of American Beach and Abraham Lincoln Lewis' great-granddaughter. Maveen and her sisters called him Fafa. She was born January 14th, 1935, the same year American Beach was founded. She went to Oberlin Conservatory of Music in Ohio, then to Paris and London to study opera. She was famous for singing opera all over Germany through the 1960s. The Beach Lady came back to American Beach in 1975 and donated all her money to conservation causes. There's a textbook on butterflies dedicated to her and even a whale named after her. While living there, she was an advocate for American Beach and helped save the history, protect the sea turtle eggs, and planted wildflowers for the sand dunes and butterflies. Her mantra was, getting the most from the least and living peacefully in harmony with nature is the most rewarding lifestyle. The Beach Lady was a character. She had long fingernails on her left hand that curled in a spiral and were 1.5 feet long. Her long gray hair was in dreadlocks and was 7 feet 6 inches and weighed 10 pounds. She carried it around on her hip like a baby and had all her political buttons in it. She loved when people asked her about how she looked. She said, "They come to see my hair and I give them a little history." Maveen slept on the beach in a lounge chair and took baths in the ocean. It was important to make an American Beach History Museum because she wanted to show her great-grandfather felt an obligation to uplift their community. Her answering machine towards the end of her life said, "This is the Beach Lady. If you're getting this message, it may be because I have turned into a butterfly and floated out over the sand dunes." She was diagnosed with cancer in 2002 and died September 5th, 2005 at 5:01 a.m. Her spirit lives on and she is part of the American Beach Museum. They have her giant dreadlock hanging behind glass and she has a video giving her famous tour of American Beach. Nana Dune is the tallest dune in Florida, 60 feet tall, and now a protected landmark. It is a special area of American Beach that Maveen named Nana. Maveen did not want Amelia Island Plantation to buy Nana Dune because that's where she thought she would become a butterfly and live after she passed away. They bought it anyway and she was upset. Later, Amelia Island Plantation gave Nana Dune to the National Park Service to preserve it. On December 19, 2001, it became part of the National Register of Historic Places, which is part of the National Park Service. Why did American Beach stop being so popular? Two big things happened in 1964. Hurricane Dora's destruction and desegregation. Hurricane Dora made landfall on Amelia Island on September 10, 1964. It destroyed a lot of American Beach. This happened at the same time as the end of segregation. American Beach was not rebuilt from the hurricane and there was no recovery effort for the area. Once the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed, everything opened up to African Americans. After segregation ended, there wasn't a need for a separation Black Beach. African Americans didn't just have to come to American Beach. They could go anywhere they wanted, so they chose Miami or Daytona or Jax Beach and enjoyed all of the areas that had been off limits. So because of these two reasons, American Beach crumbled. It is important to preserve this history, and I can't wait to go visit the American Beach Museum and learn more. I had a lot of fun making a model of American Beach. I wanted to include things from several of the pictures I showed you. We have the ocean made out of slime with different people enjoying boating and being on the water. There are trucks parked on the sand. I included miniature people that are enjoying this beautiful resort. I think it's important that in 2021 we couldn't order tiny people that were African American. I think that's terrible. I had to color white people with a brown Sharpie. There's a tent because many people camped out in tents and then more homes were built as well. I also included Evan's Rendezvous that I mentioned had all the famous entertainers. There's a tiny bathhouse too. In the distance you can see a line of buses because people came by the busload. This is a mini visual representation of many of the elements of American Beach. I also made a small replica of Nana Dune, and I thought it was really important to include a butterfly because I believe that Maveen Betch is living there on that sand dune enjoying American Beach today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.